It's Queen's birthday weekend this weekend, which means it is the Brass Monkey Motorcycle Rally. What is the Brass Monkey Motorcycle Rally, I hear you ask? That is a very good question. So after this, I will tell you. So the Brass Monkey Rally is a motorcycle rally. It's organised by the Aotearoa Motorcycle Club, and it's held in a place called Aotearoa in central Otago. The reason they chose that place was it once had the record for the coldest temperature here in New Zealand. It's held over the weekend of the Queen's birthday, which this year is going to be Saturday the 5th to Sunday the 6th. It's only one night. So we'll be heading down on the Friday, staying at a hotel in a place called Ranfurly, and then heading to the campsite because you camp. On the Saturday morning, we stay there Saturday night, and we come home on the Sunday. This will be my third rally. Some guys have done all 40. The first time I went, it was fairly mild, a little bit wet. The second time I went, it was absolutely freezing cold. It got down to -7 and the tent froze. You don't sleep much, and it's a great time, and I'm hoping that I'm going to show you a flavour of it. I'm meeting up with some mates tomorrow morning, and we're riding down in a group. There'll be around about 2,000 to 3,000 riders there this year. This year is special because it is the very last one. There are various reasons why it's stopping, but this is the last one, so we're going to make something of it. So why don't you come along for the ride, and I'll show you the Brass Monkey Rally, why it's called the Brass Monkey, and also why some guys go there year on year on year, and I'm hoping to interview a few of them for you. So the Brass Monkey Rally beckons. It's a misty start to Friday, June the 4th, and today we ride to Ranfurly to stay in the hotel tonight, and then tomorrow we head down to Aotearoa further along into central Otago for the Brass Monkey Rally. So called because of the phrase "freeze the balls off a brass monkey." It sounds more rude than it is, to do with an old Royal Naval term about cannonballs being frozen on the deck of the fighting ships in cold weather. And we, with our masochistic tendencies, are going to go and camp there. And we'll see how we get on. So we've met up with everybody at Rolleston, the garage, had a cup of coffee, had the obligatory loo stop, and now we're heading south on Highway 1. I've just heard it's estimated there's going to be around about 4,500 bikes here. Must be a record. So while we wait for Chris to get some fuel, we're just about to head up Highway 85 to Ranfurly. Now this road is called the Hogs Route. Don't ask me why, I'll need to research it. Hogs Route, R-O-U-T-E. And that will take us to our digs for the night at Ranfurly Hotel. Starting to get a bit of sun strike already as we're heading west. So as we ride along the Hogs Route towards Ranfurly, our stop for tonight, here's a bit more information about the Brass Monkey. So when we get there, there will be a huge bonfire that will be lit tomorrow evening, and it tends to burn all night. There will be a bar, of course,
and there will be live music that goes on till about midnight. But what I particularly like is I just like to have a wander around and see the various machines that are there. There's bikes come from all over New Zealand, and some from around the world actually. Some guys come and they rent bikes here just to do the Brass Monkey. That's a bit difficult this year because obviously we've still got managed isolation. However, because it's the last Brass Monkey, attendance is said to be phenomenal. So tent space may be an issue. We shall have to wait and see tomorrow when we get there and see where we can pitch our tent. Now our motorcycle club, Ulysses, will have a sort of central meeting area, and we tend to corral our tents around that. So that's what we're looking forward to coming up. The weather forecast remains pretty good, although it is supposed to get quite windy. But at the moment, I mean, what is it, 15 degrees. I think the second time I came along here, the temperature was -4. And you had to be very careful on this road. The scenery is just amazing. We're heading more and more and more in towards the hills now. Palmerston is on the sort of east coast-ish of the South Island of New Zealand, and Aotearoa probably lies in the middle of the South Island. So we're heading west, hence the strike of the sun. And as we do so, we're heading more into hill country. This is what we've woken up to in Ranfurly. I hope this little GoPro does this sky justice. Wow, what a sunrise. Stunning. Saturday morning, and we're just leaving Ranfurly, heading towards Aotearoa. It's only about 20 kilometers away, and that will be the site of the Brass Monkey Rally. Mountains ahead of us are looking beautiful. Forecast for today is warm, 17 degrees, but coupled with that is a strong northerly wind and gusty, so we'll see how we get on with that, putting the tent up. At the moment it doesn't look too bad at all. There is evidence that there are some winds at altitude. Look at the clouds over there, I don't know if you can see those. Having checked in now, it's just a case of finding the spot in the campsite where the Ulysses lot are gathering. So as we come in, you can see the big bonfire ready to go on the left-hand side here. As we make our way through the campsite, I'm going to be doing an interview later on with Bob Tanner. Now, Bob is an old stalwart of the Ulysses group. In fact, Bob was the first guy I ever met in Ulysses when I first came to New Zealand. And a lot of it is due to him that I'm still riding. So if ever you're down in Christchurch and you want to pop along to Ulysses, go and see Bob. He is very, very much a part of the motorcycling scene. And as I say, I'm going to be doing an interview later with him once we get set up. So now it's just a case of finding a spot to pitch the tent over where the Ulibods are camped. I can just about make out the Ulysses flag there in the background, so we'll just thread our way through this campsite. There's a Ulysses black banner there, so this is where the gang are, so I'll find a spot in here. Already got our tin with its wood ready to go this evening, and all that remains now then is just to get through here, and this will do nicely.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Okay, Bob, so how many times have you been to the Brass Monkey now?
Well, this is actually my 22nd time.
22nd?
22nd time, yeah, but I've got to confess, one year I didn't actually stay on site. That was the year after my heart operation, and I decided it probably wasn't a good idea to stay on site. And that was the 21st one I did, so this is the 22nd, and I'm definitely staying on site.
And it's the last one, so...
Yeah, it's the last one, it's a shame.
Glad you're here.
I'd love to do another 10.
So what's the worst weather you've ever camped in here?
Well, it's been on and off. You know, we've had wind, we've had rain, we've had ice and snow, but I think the toughest one was when it was windy. It was blowing an absolute bloody gale, and we were lucky to get here actually, because they were stopping a lot of vehicles coming from the other way. Yeah. A lot of motorbikes, and the wind was just blowing the tents right in on themselves. But we had 6 people in our tent that day, well that night should I say, and it was probably just as well because it stopped it flying away. Yeah, but it was really an incredible night. Yeah, and the organisers came around to put out all the fires in the drums because of the danger. And in the morning, the wind eased off, but people were just dumping their tents. The drums were full of tents.
Because they were damaged?
Been ripped and damaged beyond repair, yeah.
So what's the coldest you've been here then? Can you remember?
Yeah, probably about -10, I suppose.
-10?
Yeah, I'd say so, but yeah, you don't think too much about it at the time, because when you're out showing you every few years, and you're not sort of worried too much about it, but yeah, -10 I think is probably the coldest I've been. The big problem with that is because you're riding on the ice and the snow and ice, and that's what I really don't like.
But that road from Palmerston to here, the Pigs route, is an absolutely beautiful road. But I can believe in you've been stuck with the snow, haven't you, on that road?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of us stuck up there. The cop said it's fine, no problem up there, and we all got up there, and it just nobody could move really.
So why do you keep coming back?
Because I've led a very sheltered life, I think. And this is a bit of excitement. I'm bloody nuts, there's no doubt about it.
So you're on your V-Strom this time, and you've had your Harley Heritage. What other bikes have you ridden here?
I've ridden 2 different Harleys here. My first Harley, which I bought in '94, and my first rally here was '95, so that was on my first Harley. Then the Heritage, then I had a BMW, still kept the Heritage, but I had a BMW, then another V-Strom, and now this V-Strom. So this is 5 different bikes, I suppose, I've been here. Yep.
So what are we going to do now? There's no more brass monkeys, because it is an iconic rally. What do you think anything will replace it?
I reckon it will. I can't see it dying completely. I think there'll be somebody else in the area, in Otago somewhere, who wants to revise it. Whether they can do it again here, I don't know, but I just feel something will happen.
Well, you'd think that the money that it makes, we were in the Ranfurly hotel last night. Oh, that's a nice bike. But the number of people that stay in hotels, motels round here, there's got to be something that comes along.
Of course it has. I mean, in the middle of winter, you don't get that many people in this area in the middle of winter normally.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're saying there's going to be 4,000 people on site today. Well, a lot of them have stayed somewhere last night on the way down here, so it's got to be good for the economy of the area.
It has to be.
And, of course, it's a charity thing as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's that?
Yeah, I've forgotten.
Where does the money go to?
I've forgotten the name of the charity now, but it is a charitable trust that organises.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's not for the benefit of the motorcycle club.
Ah.
No, so it all goes to charity.
Well, let's hope it continues.
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of the local farmers get in behind it as well, because they're doing their bit for the whole community, which is great. Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for your time.
That's my pleasure.
Okay.
Great to be here, actually. I can't believe it's so warm.
I'm not supposed to say that. We're supposed to be freezing the balls of a brass monkey. Yeah, but it's actually quite nice out there, isn't it? Not too bad at all.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, Bob. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Brilliant.
Was that okay?
That'll be brilliant. That'll come out really well.
Good.